Staples never packed. Did your boo stop working? Did your truck break too? Did you work through?
I'm sorry, but if I would have known that Beyonce making that country music album was going to cause this much turmoil, I would have told her not to do it. I would have wrote her a letter myself. I get it, this girl probably was joking, so no hate on her. But I'm gonna be honest, like the amount of people that have gotten so mad that woman made that album, I already know why they're mad. They're already mad because I swear y'all was never this pressed when all the rest of the country music sounded like, oh, Alabama, we love Trump. Like, y'all didn't care about that. But Beyonce makes a very good country song because that girl is from the South. She is Texas, country born. That girl is country as it gets. But obviously, the country music police is all... And I'll have y'all know, Black people have been a big influence in the country music world since slavery. I know y'all hate when we bring it up, but Google it. Google it. So her making that country music album, and I understand she usually dabbles in pop, shouldn't have become this big of an issue overall. But Beyonce's doing her thing, and I hope she gets that CMA and keeps getting them awards. But I do agree, that song is kind of trash. Like, what do you mean the boots stopped working?
However, how do you even compare this song to Beyonce's album? I mean, Beyonce is a Southern girl herself. She has always been proud of being a Texas girl. I mean, even I, as a South African, I'm aware that she is proud of that. And she always lets us know who she is. Even in Lemonade, but you slept on it, it was there. I feel like they say Beyonce is taking all the genres. She's gonna take over. But it wouldn't have a problem. It wouldn't have been a problem at all had it been an European lady. Or someone they really, really like. Passing. Probably passing. You know. Not looking like a Negro. Maybe. But honestly, this thing is really weird. Like, how do you even police a genre that you didn't even create? Like,
Now, what Trina say? Beyonce was the queen of rap? That's what I thought. As you guys already know, at midnight, Beyonce released her Cowboy Carter album. And all the celebrities, all the stands, and all the fans have come out and stated which songs they like the best. Starting up with Hailey Bieber, she liked the song Jolene. Now, somebody had quote tweeted this and said, Selena gonna come online and it's gonna get uglier than Jay-Z. Because you know how hard Selena Gomez rides for Hailey Bieber, and Hailey Bieber not being friends with anyone else. First of all, I didn't know the Michigan governor was a baddie, but she put on her cowboy boots just to prepare for this release of this album. Now, somebody else said that Post Malone needs to get out of rap and just head to country. And that's because the song Levi Jeans with Beyonce, people are just out of the park already stating that this song needs to hit number one because I listened to it a couple times. It's actually really good. I saw this tweet and somebody said Miley Cyrus put the Hannah Montana wig back on for 2 Most Wanted because Miley girl, you did your thing on Most Wanted, 2 Most Wanted. Miley, leave the wig on. Leave the Hannah Montana wig on. Now, if you guys didn't know, Beyonce is currently in Japan for her album release. And her mom had posted this and said, in Japan today, and I'm about to get the record. So excited, I wanted to be able to listen to Protector, Yaya, Jolene, without having to ask. Beyonce, you got your mama asking? Beyonce, you got your mama asking to listen to the album? You didn't just give her a hard copy. You didn't give your mama a hard copy? More notable tweets by the Empire State Building with with her cowboy hat. Shout out to y'all because it's kind of cute. As well as Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Whoever did this doodle, love it. Absolutely love it. And Lyft even joined in. So after replacing all the cars on the Lyft app with hold on. Replacing all the cars on the Lyft app with horses. I don't want to say it's diabolical, but it's actually hilarious. Now remember, all good plays have 3 acts. Act 1 being Renaissance, Act 2 being Cowboy Carter. And people are speculating what they think Act 3 will be, and most people are saying that it's going to be a rock album. If you know anything about Beyonce, she's always going to give you a clue on what the next album is going to be. So the last song ends with the song Amen. So my speculation is Act 3 might be gospel, but not the gospel you're thinking of. Beyonce gospel, because she's telling you right now that she is creating her own genre of music. So, Act 3, be prepared for a gospel album.
Personally, for me, do I like anything on the album? I haven't touched it. I haven't listened to anything. I've heard like the country music, I've heard it. It's not something that I'm familiar with. And it can relate to all the most of us in Africa. You know, we just like we don't know how to take in Beyonce's album, mainly because the genre that she's introducing to us, it's mostly new to us, and it's not something that we listen to. I don't listen to country music. I'm a fan of music. I love sound. I feel like the sounds that I would listen to because it's sound and I love music, but I just haven't touched this album yet. I just haven't. I saw it and then for some reason I skipped it. But from what I've heard, there are certain sounds that I really like Bodyguard. I like Bodyguard so far. I feel like it has a nice melody to it. It does something for me. So far, I like it. I like that one. I like Bodyguard. But like I said, I haven't listened to the whole thing. But if you have listened to any of her songs, let me know in the comment section. I really want to know what are your favorites. What do you even think about her album? If you've heard it, so I won't say anything yet, but I said like I like Bodyguard so far.
Okay, so you may know that Beyonce's new album is out, but what you may not know is the beautiful black history behind one of the songs she covers on it. I thought this little history nugget was amazing. Beyonce's version of Blackbird on her album Cowboy Carter, that bird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. Originally written by Paul McCartney for the Beatles, who was about the black liberation struggle of the American civil rights movement. Blackbird, I was sitting around with my acoustic guitar and I'd heard about the civil rights troubles that were happening in the 60s in Alabama, Mississippi, Little Rock in particular. So that was in my mind, and I just thought it'd be really good if I could write something that, if it ever reached any of the people going through those problems, it might kind of give them a little bit of hope. For McCartney, Blackbird was a subtle play on the words black girl. And in England, a bird is a girl. So I was thinking of a black girl going through this, now's your time to arise and, set yourself free. Think about the incredibly brave little black girls desegregating the American South. Ruby Bridges, Elizabeth Eckford, and many, many others who faced hell. That's who this song was written for, which adds even more significance to Beyonce's choice to feature the voices of 4 black women on her version of the song. I don't know, it's kind of...
No. We're not going to do that. We're not going to sit here and pretend like Beyonce doing a country album is somehow causing the downfall of the genre. Because I'm going to remind y'all of something. Let us never forget that Taylor Swift got her start in country despite the fact that she is not from the South and none of y'all said shit. She's from Pennsylvania. Her parents are from Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is above the Mason-Dixon line. I looked it up. Taylor Swift had 9 number 1 hits on the country charts, with her longest and biggest hits on the country charts being We Will Never Ever Get Back Together. It stayed number 1 on the country charts for 10 weeks. 10 weeks it stayed there. And let us also not pretend that there wasn't a good solid 5 to 6 years where bro country was dominating the country charts. Florida Georgia Line was either at number 1 or they were in the top 10 multiple times for years. Remember how I said that We Will Never Ever Get Back Together by Taylor Swift was at number 1 in the country charts for 10 weeks? Number 2 was Cruise by Florida Georgia Line. And then the next year in 2013, Cruise Remix by the same band made it to number 1. Y'all let that happen. Bro country was about as hollow as you could get. All of it could basically be boiled down to hot women, trucks, partying, and euphemism for sex somewhere. So we're not going to stand here and act like Beyonce making one country album somehow sounded the alarm for everybody else to come in and make their country music and do it subparly. Y'all were letting subpar country artists dominate your charts for literally years already.
Hi there, just wanted to quickly remind the hick people of this app that the country music you listen to isn't any more country than this song is. It's just a bunch of people who grew up in big cities within rural states and decided to make a career out of pandering to country people about things that they've never experienced in their life, like farming and ranching. But you guys eat it the fuck up when a white person does it, huh? Which is hilariously ironic when you consider that your entire culture is appropriated from minorities. Your clothing, cuisine, and way of life is entirely taken from North and Central American indigenous cultures. And your music, get this, is taken from African hymns. Nothing you have is your own culture. You stole everything. So you can shut the fuck up about what is and isn't country.
Respectfully, humbly, we are asking you to please stop. It's ridiculous at this point. And to have other people watch you do this, it's even more ridiculous to even think of. It's high time we realized that you are not capable of creating anything because everything you create is sourced from other people. You're not that creative. I'm sorry. Maybe it's due to the lack of melanin in the skin that you are not really that creative in terms of anything you create. And even anything you create, I'm questioning it. I'm questioning whether really did you or did you steal it. And it's not even my fault that I'm thinking like this. It's you. It's you who created the system based on lies, based on just this facade, just this pure imagination that lives in you. That's just unprecedented, ungovernable, unprecedentedly mind-numbing. I don't think I'll ever get to a point where I can say that I love humanity because I don't. I'm not there yet. Hopefully, one day I get to a space where people, maybe it will happen, maybe not, or maybe it will happen in my lifetime, but I don't think it will. We just need too much work. We just need so much work from Black people glorifying white people, from white people looking down on Black people. And some don't even know why they do it. They just do it because it's a social controlling. Social mind controlling. That's it. That's what I wanted to say. I'm not English, guys. So, unless you want us to speak in my native language, which again, I can't because my language is not seen as a worthy to be recognized. But looking at things Black people have created and looking at how they benefited the world, we are still having this conversation. You only call them out when Black people do it, and when they don't do it and it's other people, you look the other way, you're like, they're white. They're white. Guy, let's just look the other way. It's like corruption. They're telling us about corruption in Africa. Do you really want us to go there? Beyoncé is just the Black girl from the country. She lived it. She experienced it. She knows what she's doing. She paid homage because she is what she is. Okay? She's from there. But again, nothing will be said unless we stop the hypocrisy. It's pathetic at this point. We'll never get past this if we live in a bubble. And then on top of that, we're expected to like each other.
Everybody's been going wild for Beyonce's take on Jolene. I'm actually really disappointed we're still doing this in 2024. People are like, oh my God, I'm glad she's taking Jolene to task and, getting in her face instead of begging like Dolly Parton did on her version. And I'm like, why is Jolene in it at all? So we get to the end of the song and Beyonce's like, I know my man's gonna stand by me. I'm like, babe, what was Lemonade about if that's true? She done called Jolene a bird and a homewrecker and desperate. But I'm going off the canon. If you listen to what Dolly Parton says about her writing the song, she says her husband was running down to the bank every doggone day, staying for the longest time, and they didn't have money like that. So she goes down there to investigate, and there was a teller who was not named Jolene. That comes from something else. But this teller, was a gorgeous girl with the hair and everything, so she writes the song. The bank teller is not a homewrecker. She is a woman in a customer service position. What do you want her to do? Not do her job? And in this version and in Dolly Parton's version, I don't hear nobody saying nothing to their husband. Now, I will give Beyonce all the credit in the world. She did, in fact, write Lemonade. So Jay-Z did get his time in the sun. But they tell me she got 4 consecutive songs on this album. This is the first one I've heard. And they're all about, killing off side chicks. Whatever happened to Goodbye Earl? That was the kind of country music I was hoping for. Little Lemonade meets country time like that. That's what I could have gotten with. You literally could have called the album Country Time Lemonade. Missed opportunity. But I want to hear more about those aggressive country songs like Reba McEntire's, where you kill the man who's cheating. Less of this. That's all. Like and follow for more.